Ah yes, Diamond and Pearl, one of my personal favourite games of the series. So many nostalgic memories. I can't wait to relive some amazing moments with everyone in full 3D. No, not really what I had in mind. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the series that asks the big question. Is Pokemon improving with age, or are they just beating a dead horse here and milking the franchise for all it's worth? Last time, we started our inspection of Generation 8, Pokemon Sword and Shield, the DLC, and that was it. It was a lot to cover, so this is part 2 of Gen 8. If you missed that, make sure you're caught up. Hit the bell, subscribe and all that usual stuff, and then jump back to this video so you know what's going on. Let's dive straight into Gen 8's next game. Remakes. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Now we've moved on to a new console, it's time to crack open an ice-cold bottle of nostalgia and make the next remake. We all know what Diamond and Pearl were like, we know what's going on story-wise, so what's new in this game against the original? First things first, they've gone for a chibi style. Not a fan. Not that I don't like the chibi style, it worked great in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, even in Link's Awakening, but something they did just looked bad. Even the full-scale look in battle, their face is just flat. Not a great start to my experience of the game, but maybe there are some good things here. Pokemon can follow you, which is good, but the big Pokemon aren't in full scale. You just have this weird tiny thing follow you, which again just looks so wrong. You have your Poketech like in the original, but where does it go without the double screens? You either have it take up the whole screen, or it sits in the corner there, so you can keep an eye on your steps and do some handy calculations. There's a new feature for the Poketech, and it also answers the question on whether they brought back HMs for the remake. The Poketech can now execute HMs, so you still don't need a member in your party to do HMs, but at least the obstacles and puzzles are still there on the routes, which is something I miss from Sword and Shield, so I guess it's an improvement? Some locations were changed. The Friend Park, which was where you could catch Pokemon from the Game Boy Advance cartridge in the original, has been replaced with Raminus Park, a place to catch legendaries from previous games. A nice touch for those wanting to get their hands on some legendaries, but a bit of a challenge if you want to get the tools necessary to do it. But at least you can watch them following you in all their splendour. Nope, take that back, this sucks. The other location change is the Game Corner. More recently, Pokemon got rid of the Game Corner because of age restriction rules, so now it's the Style Shop where you can style your avatar. For the most part, this game was the same game we all know and love, but there was one thing they changed that shook me to my very core, and that was the Grand Underground. The Underground in Diamond and Pearl was by far my favourite feature of any Pokemon game. Connecting with friends, playing games with each other, setting up traps and having cool bases. So of course I was excited to have a new and improved version of this in the remake, but it wasn't. The Grand Underground was simplified in some ways and improved in others, and it left me feeling unsatisfied. The upsides were they expanded the cave system. You could enter rooms where you would encounter walking Pokemon and catch them. The exciting thing was these Pokemon were often rare, non-Sinnoh, or exclusive to the Underground. It was a way to get all the starters without cheating, Munchlax, and loads more. It was great for more Pokemon exploring, which I liked, but this game seemed to lean on that feature more than any other part of the Underground, and thought that would be enough. Base building isn't the same. You don't furnish it or anything, but instead collect Pokemon statues. When placed, it creates a boost based on the primary type of the Pokemon placed. You place an Ice Pokemon, more Ice Pokemon appear in the wild. Throw a Mamoswine statue in there, and the boost is greater. It was nice, and a cool feature for increasing your chances of certain Pokemon appearing. But why couldn't I also have a slide and some cool tables? And as far as the online interaction goes for the Underground, forget it. There is some interaction, connection online or locally, but you can only use icons to say hi. There's no capture the flag or traps. You can see someone dig and observe and uncover some of the dirt on the other player's screen, but that's it. Not the Underground we used to have. This was a huge letdown, and honestly, the main reason I got the remake. The rest of the game is exactly the same, but with all the easy new ways to level up, dodge moves. It was boring. I've already played this game. Why play it again but somehow worse? There's no platinum content either. All in all, it's just awful. But after that awful remake, we move on to something good. And it's not just good, it's really good. Pokemon Legends Arceus, a whole new type of game. Everything we know about the Pokemon formula was thrown out of the window and recreated to become Breath of the Wild. I mean, nothing wrong with using one of the greatest games of the Switch to inspire you to make something new, but there was a lot that was eerily similar. All that aside, this game was incredible. Finally, Game Freak made a Pokemon game that felt fresh and new. Let's dive straight into the game. You wake up and you are speaking to Arceus, the Pokemon god. Arceus transports you back in time to fulfill one task: seek out all Pokemon. You arrive in a new world, well, sort of. It's called Hisuian, but it's in fact the Sinnoh of the past. In this world, there are some familiar Pokemon and some familiar faces, but also some new regional forms. You fall from the sky and are met by the professor of the region, who wants to create a completed Pokedex of every Pokemon. As you have natural talent, and you've been asked by Arceus to seek out all Pokemon, Professor Laventon asks you to help him out. You travel across different locations searching all these Pokemon that the locals know little about. This isn't just to catch one and move on though. There are Pokedex tasks that are required for you to earn a completed entry for that Pokemon. Things like catching it, giving it food, defeating it in battle, and seeing it use specific moves. If you can do all that, then you've completed the entry. Seems like a lot of effort, but we're in a time where no one knows anything about Pokemon. You're not just trying to find them all, but you want to know all there is about Pokemon. It's a pretty cool way of reviving the old catchphrase, gotta catch 'em all. This was one of the many ways I felt this game revived the franchise, which was getting very samey. So that's the overall goal, but there's a lot more afoot in this game. Since you arrived, certain Pokemon have been acting weird. You find out from Adaman, the Diamond Clan leader, and Iridia, the Pearl Clan leader, that their noble Pokemon are becoming dangerous and attacking people. According to the clan leaders, noble Pokemon are Pokemon sent from the heavens, who they worship and are kinda hesitant to let you, an outsider, get involved. But after a while, you talk them into it, and then it's your job to quell the noble Pokemon, help the land of Hisuian, and gain the people's trust. During your travels, you encounter Pokemon in the wild, but not like we're used to. They're in the overworld, and you've gotta sneak up on them and throw a Pokeball at them. Now, this felt awesome. The most realistic experience of catching Pokemon yet. Some Pokemon are more aggressive than others and will try and attack you, so pay attention to everything around you because you could have a Pokemon on your case. Oh yeah, these guys are alpha Pokemon, large and strong Pokemon that are a challenge to fight, but it's all good fun. In each location, one of the clan members gives you a rideable Pokemon to help you traverse the different landscapes, and like the other nobles, they are new Hisuian forms or evolutions. Rhyhorn allows you to travel a little faster, Ursaluna lets you search for items underground, you're able to traverse the seas with Basculegion, climb the mountains with Sneasler, and soar through the skies with Hisuian Braviary. This felt so cool, not only using Pokemon to tackle tricky terrain, similar to Sun and Moon, but it created natural barriers within the game. There are some locations early game that you are clearly unable to get to, like Raminus Island. So once you unlock the ability to swim, or climb up high, you suddenly unlock new terrain and new Pokemon can be found. This made the game feel so huge. Rather than being told you didn't have a key or enough badges to go somewhere, it felt like a real reason. Oh, if only I could climb up there. It felt immersive. Now back to these angry nobles. In order to quell them, you have to throw bombs at the frenzied Pokemon while they try to attack you. Once they're weak enough, you throw out your Pokemon and defeat it in battle. Each noble, including the rideable ones, hand you a plate which may look familiar to some Gen 4 fans. They are the plates that change Arceus' typing. Your friend Volo, who is fascinated by Pokemon legend, tells you that these are items linked to the great Pokemon Arceus. Guess you gotta find all these nobles and get the plates. Once all the nobles have been calmed, things get even worse. The sky turns red! You're suspected of being the reason this happens, so you're banished from Jubilife Village. But don't worry, Volo helps you get your hand on the red chain. Sound familiar? Yup, it's what you get from the Pokemon of the Lakes. So off you go to find them, do a BuzzFeed quiz with each one of them, and boom, you get the red chain. You quickly race to the top of Mount Coronet and to the Temple of Sinnoh, and depending on the clan leader that helps you get the red chain, depends on what space-time legendary appears. You have to catch them in order to take on the true threat, the other space-time legendary in its new origin form. Using the harvested original, you create the Origin Ball, which allows you to catch the powerful legendary. After throwing some bags around, of course. Once you catch him, the rift closes and peace has been restored. End of the main game, but still, there are so many questions left unanswered. Fortunately, Pokemon decided to give us some post-game, and a good one at that. Volo has said that there are still some Arceus plates missing. With his knowledge of the legends and your knowledge of Sinnoh, you can find the last remaining legendaries and get the last few plates. Some serious legendary hunting going on here, and you know I love legendary hunting. But rather than just doing it because it's cool to catch legendaries, there was a plot behind it which gave me more drive. Once you have all but one, you meet up with Volo at the Temple of Sinnoh, and he reveals that he has the last one, and he plans on taking the others from you so that he can meet Arceus himself. Yup. He's the villain, so you have to fight against him. And he's pretty hard, but if you've been catching Pokemon and leveling up as the game goes on, it's not too hard. Until he reveals he is the one that forced the Time Rift open to force an encounter with Arceus. But who helped him? Giratina. So after this battle with Volo, Giratina comes to attack you. No automatic healing of your party, no time to heal. Just straight into battle with whatever Pokemon you've got left. And if you somehow manage to defeat that Giratina, he bounces back into his altered form. So you have to fight him again. Finally, a hard battle in a Pokemon game. You know I've been saying in the last few videos how easy Pokemon games have got, and this battle was so hard. I had leveled up quite a lot throughout the main game, and usually in the last few games that's more than enough. But this time I had to grind to be even slightly stronger than Volo's team and have enough to survive Giratina twice. Even after all my grinding, I barely beat him. It was so fun! Having to think about how to most strategically beat Volo is a challenge I felt had been missing for years. Once you finally defeat them, Giratina cowers away and Volo admits defeat, deciding you are clearly the chosen one to meet Arceus, giving you the final plate. But your Arc phone beeps and you are reminded of your true goal: seek out all Pokemon. That's right, the story isn't over yet. You gotta go catch every single Pokemon. I would argue seek means seeing every Pokemon, but trust me, you need to catch them all. Once you do, your Celestica flute, which summons the nobles, becomes the Azure flute, creating a copyright-free stairway to heaven. Yeah, the joke doesn't really land when you can't use licensed songs. Anyway, you go up and meet Arceus. He congratulates you on saving Hiseu from destruction and gifts you with an incarnation of himself to have with you. Basically so you can have the full dex. You can then do specific battle challenges, and that's that. You did it! You won the game! This game was a masterpiece. From beginning to end, I felt amazed by the story and the world I've been transported to. The open world really felt open. Around every corner there were new Pokemon to sneak and catch. The excitement of seeing your favourite Pokemon for the first time is just incredible, and it felt so good, as well as being scared by some of the bigger and stronger Pokemon, giving them the respect they truly deserve. This game was long, and it didn't feel like it dragged. You had multiple challenges to complete, side missions and quests to fill out your time. The combat felt like the best yet. While still being turn-based, you could move within the battle, and so did your Pokemon, feeling like you were really in a live battle. It felt like it paid homage to Diamond and Pearl greatly. The references were strong, and it made me enjoy it more, knowing things were linked to the Sinnoh we know. The story gripped me, which Pokemon games rarely do for me now. And wanting to catch every Pokemon was fun too. Searching for each one and learning how to evolve new Pokemon, I felt immersed in this world, and the legends of the legendary Pokemon felt believable and so mystical. It was great. Game Freak decided to mix up the Pokemon franchise, and it paid off big time, and it looks like it's encouraging them to keep doing so. So that's the last game of the Pokemon series, or at least so far. We've covered a lot, and now it's time to decide which one is the very best game. In the next video. Sorry, I couldn't resist doing that. I wanted to give the final verdict a bit of time, so we'll be revealing the best Pokemon game ever in its very own video. Finally concluding this long series to decide which one is the best. Which game do you think is the best? Any guesses on my verdict? Only one way to find out, and that is to stay tuned, hit the bell so you know when the episode goes live, and find out. Bye-bye.